Well, hello. How's everyone doing? Let's see if the sound is alright. Sound should be okay, and you should be able to see me. Camera not frozen this time. Very good, very good. Okay, let's put everything in place. All the screens that I have. Who's in here today? Because the thing is, usually what I do is I do a live stream on Sunday. But Sundays, usually I don't really have a lot of time anymore because I'm on a beautiful romantic dating trip. And yeah, I do need to spend time on that. So I can't really, be in your presence on every Sunday anymore. So that's why I decided to change the day of the live stream a little bit and likely do it on Wednesday. Let me know what you think about Wednesday, by the way, if you think Wednesday is a good day or not. I would prefer not to do it on a Monday or a Friday because Mondays usually are very busy days for me, and Fridays I usually want to chill and don't really do a lot of work during the evenings because yes, these videos, these live streams are usually during the evenings for me. It is right now 6 o'clock p.m. And that is, of course, well, for the United States, it's probably an okay-ish time, but potentially even on the low end or on the what do you call it? On the early end, I would say. But yeah, I don't want to do it too late at like 10 p.m. at night. I don't really want to do that. So let me know if you have any thoughts about that. If you have any thoughts about the day of the stream and also the moment, the hour, the what do you call it? The time, the time of the stream. Cool. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any questions about the stocks, let me know. I'm just going to go through a few of the stocks of my own portfolio because we started out very red during this day. And right now we seemingly are going a little bit back up to the upside, so that is pretty good. Just a little side note for the people who are in here. I just bought a little bit more of my position in Upwork. Upwork had their earnings yesterday, and I listened to those earnings calls, and nothing really seemed out of order for me personally. So I don't really know why this went down about 12% at the beginning of when the stock market opened. But now it is up a little bit more. But yeah, I did add a little bit on the dip on about like 37.50 or something like that. I'm not sure. That's actually, I could maybe pull it up. So what I do, by the way, I have this Discord premium membership, and here what I do is I give updates to my premium members, and I basically tell them what I buy, what I sell, and I also share all of my research here. So what I shared today was that I bought at 37.68. That's where I bought today my Upwork position. So that's pretty good to see. And right now it's a little bit up already. Let's go to a lower time frame, the 15-minute chart. We do see a nice bounce. And I think we actually bought the exact bottom, so that's pretty good. I was looking at the 1-minute candlestick chart, which I usually never do, but hey, for funds, I was just looking at that chart to try and hope for the absolute bottom, and that worked out pretty well so far. Now it can definitely go a little bit further to the downside in my opinion. We do see some support at $36 more or less on the Upwork stock on the daily chart, so we could go a little bit lower, but again, I think the valuation is getting very attractive right now. Because I actually recently made a sheet about all the valuations of the stocks that I currently own with regards to the price to sales ratios. And what it looks like is that Upwork is currently trading at a price to sales ratio of about like 9 or 10 or something like that, which I believe is relatively cheap. It doesn't really seem very expensive to me, and it still has a lot of growth ahead. In my personal opinion, I like the stock. I like the stock. I also like the CEO of this company. So yeah, it's definitely a long-term hold for me. And yeah, again, I added a little bit to my position today. I believe right now it is my 5th largest position out of 12. Or 12? I think 12 long-term holds for now, so 5th out of 12. Anyways, what's up, Sundar? How you doing, Sundar? Can you predict can you predict Zoom stock? Well, I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm laughing because a lot of people think that technical analysis maybe can be applied in like 100% of the cases, but always keep in mind before I do any technical analysis, keep in mind that technical analysis does not work in 100% of the cases, and it can definitely be that I say something now, maybe I say that it goes down a little bit more to $279, or maybe I say it goes to the moon and it goes to $1 million, but both of those things can definitely not happen as well. So this is just, yeah, technical analysis is just a a tool you can use, but it's definitely not the only thing you should be looking at. You should also be looking at the valuation of the company, for example, the amount of revenue they have, the market cap they have, and some other important stuff. Anyways, but you asked for Zoom predictions. So let's do Zoom predictions, shall we? So right now what it seems like is we had some resistance, some support over here, and we now are in an important moment actually. We had some support over here, which basically was created by this low over here on the 30th of March of this year, of course. You could maybe make the case that that low was also created by this low on the 8th of March of this year too. And now we are bouncing, or not bouncing, we are actually on top of that support level of about $303. Let's actually make that a little bit more beautiful because I like round numbers. Good, so $303, that seems to be a pretty important support level for now. But if we take a look at the indicators, the RSI is still trading to the downside. It is below the EMA on the RSI. The MACD, which is this blue line over here, has recently crossed below the signal line, which is the orange line. So that definitely are those definitely are two bearish signals in my personal opinion. The volume has been decreasing over time. If we take a look at the EMAs, the exponential moving averages, we are still below the 8 daily exponential moving average, which is this orange, or not orange, this is yellow, of course. Colors are very difficult for me sometimes. But yeah, this yellow line, the price action is still below that. So for now, I would actually be a little bit more targeting a little bit more like a bearish move, so a move to the downside. It is a little bit dicey. I think it's about like 55-60% likelihood of downside and 40 to 45% likelihood of upside in the next coming weeks, more or less. Now, if we do close a candlestick, a daily candlestick below this support level of $303, then I would target a move all the way down to $279 more or less, which is the previous important level all the way back from here, from July 2020, and also from August 2020, and also from late August 2022. Or not 2022, but you know, 2020, and then the word 2. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So yeah, in general, a little bit bearish for now, unless we see a move back to the upside, if we see a move back above the 8 daily exponential moving average, and if we see the indicators moving back to the upside. Thoughts on SoFi, IPOE, merger, and price prediction, please. Well, first of all, the price prediction. I'm not sure if you follow my channel, Kai, but welcome. So what I've done in the last couple of months is I've done a few SPAC valuation videos. And if you go to my channel, you can actually search for IPOE, and then you're going to find one of the videos that I made for that stock, where I basically was, well, not predicting the prices, but I was using the information from the investor presentations to come up with a fair valuation for the company. And I also did that exact same thing for IPOE. So here are my targets for IPOE, the low, midpoint, and high estimates. On the low end, $32 more or less, midpoint $35, and high estimate about $38. Let's actually go to the chart because I haven't really looked at the chart for a while. So currently it is trading at around $16, which in my opinion seems undervalued to me. I'm not entirely sure. Well, if you want more information about this, then you can definitely go to not this one, but the other one, this one. Yeah, so it's it's called something like IPOE stock analysis, price prediction before SoFi merger. There you can find more information about my price prediction, if you will. I don't really have any additional thoughts about the IPOE merger or about the SoFi stock. I think it is a solid company. I think it is one of the more safer SPACs out there. If you, for example, compare that to a company, well, a company that does not have any revenue for years, then IPOE or SoFi is definitely a safer SPAC because they do have revenue, they do have a proven business model, and I definitely like that. So do keep in mind that everything I say is for the longer term. Everything I say is basically for the next couple of years. It doesn't mean that I think that next week this stock is going to go through to what did I say, like $35. This can definitely take a couple of months, couple of years even to play out. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, with regards to the chart, it's a little bit difficult to do technical analysis on a chart that is this young and doesn't really have that much price history just yet. We do seem to be trading below this, well, you could maybe call it a, yeah, I'm not sure if you can call it a descending triangle or a triangle of some sorts, because it's not entirely a triangle. We don't really have a defined support line, but maybe you can make the case that this is some kind of support, because the candlesticks did seem to close above that line in the beginning of March and also at the end of March. And also right now we are back at that level of about $16 more or less. Let's actually make this $16 even so that it looks a little bit more neat. So yeah, you could make the case that it is trading within this descending triangle, and then you would basically kind of need to wait for a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside, of course. But yeah, if you are in it for the long term, I think this could be an opportunity. Of course, that is not financial advice. What do you think about Envis, Microvision? I don't have any thoughts about the company. I don't really know the company that much. I know they are, I think, in the LiDAR company, right? So, or LiDAR industry, right? I think Meet Kevin had some videos about that. If you don't know Meet Kevin, then definitely check him out. And let's actually see if I am right. And he did a video about that. So Meet Kevin is this guy over here. He just shaved his beard off and is going to run for governor, by the way, of California, which is pretty cool. Which is definitely cool. So Meet Kevin, Microvision. Yeah, I think this is one of the videos that he talked about the company Microvision. So maybe check out those videos if you're interested in the fundamentals of that company. With regards to the stock, I don't know anything about the valuation of this company. I don't know what the revenue is like, for example. I do think that there is a nice support level at $11.75 more or less, which basically was created by this low over here at the beginning of March, this low over here at the end of March, and this low in the end of April. And likely that is also going to be the support level for the next run. I could definitely see a move a little bit lower, but on the other hand, let's actually take a look at the indicators, because I'd like to look at those first. RSI is flip-flopping around a little bit. It's a little bit neutral in my opinion. The MACD, kind of like the same thing. It doesn't really provide me with a lot of information. The interesting thing is that we are still above this 55 EMA, this 55 exponential moving average, which is this white line over here, which is often used as a support line, a support level. And so far we are still trading above that. So that is a pretty good sign. So yeah, I'm a little bit divided. I see some bearish things, I see some bullish things. No real strong opinion apart from that. What else can I say? Well, maybe if this closes a daily candlestick back above the 8 daily exponential moving average, which currently is trading at around $16.10, then I could potentially see some more upside to come. First of all, we would approach a resistance level at around $18.50 more or less, because of the top in place over here, over here, over here, and over here. So I definitely think $18.50 is an important resistance level. All right. I hope that makes sense. Ali. What do you think about CCIV and Palantir? Thank you. CCIV, basically the same thing. I also made a, well, not the same thing, but I also made a valuation video for that. And by the way, Kaizu says, I've seen all your videos. Don't worry, just asking about IPOE. That's awesome, Kai. That's awesome. I didn't recall your name, but yeah, I do know you. I do think you've been at the live streams on Sunday for a few times too, right? But welcome anyways, and thank you for watching all my videos. That's really awesome of you, so thank you for that. Anyways, CCIV. So first of all, I also did a valuation video for that. Let's see where it is. And I'm going to take a sip of my water before I talk about that. Yeah, so I had a valuation video where I talked about the estimates for low end $34, midpoint $37, high end $40 more or less. Currently, we are trading below $20. Do keep in mind, this is a more risky SPAC, I would say. Yes, they could definitely be the Tesla killer, but yeah, I would like to see proof and not just random stories. I do think they have the potential to become a nice car company. in the end. But of course, for now, they don't really have a proven business model. They don't really have a product that's on the roads right now. So I'm personally not going to invest in CCIV because I like to see a little bit more a proof and then not just a concept. With regards to the valuation, if they achieve what they said they are going to achieve in the investor presentation, then I definitely think it is undervalued right now. But of course, that's not financial advice. So yeah, if you believe in the company, if you believe in the investor presentation, it could be an opportunity right now based on the valuation of the stock. Then let's see if we can do a little bit of technical analysis. Probably not a lot because, yeah, it's just not a very chart with a lot of price action. Of course, I'm just trying to figure out where some of the important levels are. I think this is another one. Well, that of course is another one. So I kind of think that the support level of $18.40 more or less is a pretty important level, because that has been acting as support over here back in the end of April, the 21st of April. It created a nice little low over there. I don't really think it's going to trade a lot lower than that, honestly. So I do think we could see some strong support around this level. Let's actually take a look at the indicators. So indicators are flip-flopping around a little bit too. The RSI is a little bit horizontal, a little bit neutral, doesn't really tell me all too much. The stochastics seem pretty okay-ish, a little bit more bullish than bearish. MACD seems pretty okay too. So yeah, I would be leaning towards more upside in the next coming weeks instead of downside. But again, keep in mind the entire the entire spec market is definitely in a little bit a frothy market right now. The specs right now have been selling off a lot, and it looks like people are trying to look what the most what do you call them? The most, not popular, but the maybe the safest specs are, and I'm not sure if CCIV is one of them. I would say that a spec like GNPK, for example, is definitely a safer one. FRX definitely a safer one too. But yeah, a company like CCIV is a little bit more risky. That's a very large story about CCIV, Indian. I hope that was helpful. You also asked about Palantir, so let's take a look at Palantir. Now, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I did a video on Palantir a few weeks ago, or potentially even last week. Sometimes I even don't know what I upload, because I upload quite a lot of videos, of course. Yeah, I did make a video 6 days ago about Palantir, about the technical analysis. So I'm not going to talk a lot about that just now, because yeah, if you want to know a little bit more about that, maybe check out this video that I released 6 days ago. It's just 6.5 minutes in total, so that's probably, yeah. That's probably not a very long period of time. But basically what I can say is that we are trading within a blue box over here, that the blue box is a very important support level. So between $21 and $22.50 more or less is definitely an important support level, as has been proven during this low, this low, this low, this low, this low, and now potentially, hopefully, this low too. Indicators seem a little bit neutral to me right now. Keep in mind, by the way, the earnings are coming up next week on the 11th of this month, which is May. Okay, what do you think about AACQ? I think I also did a valuation video for that, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, here it is. So is this Origin? I can't remember. Can't remember if this is Origin AACQ. Yeah, it is Origin. So I haven't really done any additional analysis about AACQ or about Origin. I have only done the SPAC valuation video, and if you want to see that, then definitely check this out. Then definitely go to that video. But that video is basically going to tell you that the estimates are between $17 and about $24. So right now, based on that, we would of course be undervalued. Now, I don't think that. Let's actually quickly go to this video. Hope this doesn't play any sounds for you. Let's pause it. Let's not look at my face, but let's try to find the revenue. I suppose that's this. Yeah. So as we can see, this also is a little bit of a riskier SPAC, because right now they don't really have a lot of, or they don't really have any revenue, and they expect to have some kind of revenue in 2023. So I kind of think that the investors could potentially, well, how am I going to say this? They might avoid this company for a few, maybe even years, potentially months, potentially even years, because this company is not going to produce a lot. They're not going to do any revenue for the next coming years. And yeah, that is definitely something people are taking into account nowadays, I believe. So that's about AACQ. What's up, Sean? What's up, Sean Chromie? I can't speak. More upside, PaySafe or Payoneer? Interesting. More upside, PaySafe or Payoneer? Love the videos. Very helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Difficult to say. Let's see. Payoneer was... Which one was Payoneer again? Was that Fuse? No, right? Let's go back here. I can't remember which one Payoneer was. Fuse? FTOC. Okay, FTOC. FTOC, where are you? FTOC, I do not see you. My eyes are betraying me, but here it is. So I don't really remember a lot about Payoneer. I do think they have a proven business model, so that is good, just like PaySafe, of course, the other one that you were asking me about. Let's actually take a look at this. EV to revenue multiple, yeah, but I kind of want to know the revenue. Do we have the revenue somewhere here? Oop, I think it's here. Yeah, that should be the revenue. Let's go a little bit back. Come on. There you go. Revenue. So, okay, so that would be this row over here. And that would mean that we, in 2020, about $346 million. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. $346 million. And the 346 million. The enterprise value is about 3.3 billion. So that's about a EV to sales ratio of about 10x, which is okay, of course, which is definitely not bad. And definitely if you compare it to the other companies out here, it likely is on the low end. So you could make a case that a Payoneer could be undervalued right now. Now let's actually take a look at the chart, because it's probably also close to the net asset value of $10, which yes it is. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to say. I'm not entirely sure how investors are going to value this company, and I'm not sure how much they're going to look at the future revenue instead of the current revenue, because if you would look at the 2021 revenue, we are of course already talking about $432 million in revenue, which gives you a price to sales or an EV to sales ratio of about 8x, which gets cheaper and cheaper every year. So that's pretty good. And yeah, if you look at the EV to sales ratios of other companies, of other similar companies out there, or at least high growth payment companies and e-commerce companies, you see that those multiples are way higher than the multiples of Payoneer. So I would say it is undervalued. Now, with regards to technical analysis, can't really say a lot, only that it is trading above that net asset value of $10 per share. So let's create a line over there to make that a little bit more visual to your eyes. And yeah, I do think that is going to be a support or a important support level in the future. And until the merger is going to close, I don't really think it's going to go lower between or below that $10 level. RSI neutral, MACD relatively neutral. Hope that makes sense. So more upside, yeah. That is your other question. So I think that PaySafe. There are so many stocks in here, I don't know where to look, you know. Here. So PaySafe does have a lower price target between $17 and $25 more or less. So purely based on the investor presentations, and this is not my personal opinion, but the opinion of the companies, and that is of course not a very objective one. But if you look at the investor presentations, then I would say that Payoneer has more upside than PaySafe. Do you agree? Also because, well, PaySafe is already a little bit higher compared to FTOC, and I do think FTOC could have a higher, what do you call it, more upside. Not my first live stream, says Kaizu. That's awesome. What's up, Minnow? Would you say a VACQ valuation is too high? Well, depends. Let's take a look at what I said. Yeah, I remember now. I remember now. This is, by the way, something I have to change. So maybe let's actually change this during the live stream, shall we? Stem, and here we need to put stem. By the way, if you want to have access to this Excel sheet over here, you can join our Discord, which is for free. You can go to nesami.com/discord. Then you can join the Discord for free, and you're going to have access to the SPAC documents. If you go to the SPACs channel, you go to the pinned messages, there you're going to find my full SPAC guide of like 1 hour or even longer. I think 1 hour. You're going to find the document that I just showed you, and also the document that I use to calculate the SPAC valuation videos, or SPAC valuations, of course. Okay. So VACQ. Yeah, the interesting thing is, when I did the video on this, I said, according to the investor presentation, that it could actually be overvalued. And I got a lot of hate for that, of course. And yeah, I definitely understand the hate, because I do think, honestly, that Rocket Lab is a pretty cool company and they do a lot of things. I'm not sure. I hope César isn't in here today, because he's going to give me a lot of shit if I trash talk VACQ or Rocket Lab. I haven't really done any research about Rocket Lab. I've been wanting to do research about this company because I might want to add a rocket company or a space company to my portfolio, which right now I don't have. And what else? Yeah, so I am going to do more research on that. So I can't really talk a lot about the fundamentals of the company. If you want to know more about the valuation of the company, check out the video that I released about VACQ. And let's actually quickly check out the stock. Yeah, also this is trading near a net asset value of $10 per share. So I kind of think that it's not going to go below 10, mainly because that's the net asset value of this what do you call it? Of this stock. Now, do keep in mind, if the merger is going to complete, then that net asset value threshold of $10 per share is going to go away. Then the question is the valuation too high? I don't think it's going to be way too high, but maybe based on the current situation, and I don't really know if they already have some revenue or not, but maybe based on the current situation, I do think they have a little bit of revenue, by the way. Let's actually quickly check it out. Yeah. Let's see. Nope, stop talking. I don't want to see your face. Come on, internet. Let's do it. I think over here we have the sheet of the amount of revenue. Yeah, so right now they don't really have a lot of revenue just yet. In 2020, they had about $35 million in revenue. In 2021, 69. So great number, by the way. But yeah, the thing is, the valuation was actually based on the future revenue. And this is potentially also a company you have to believe in the story. Now, I did listen to a interview with the CEO of this company, which I don't know. I think is somebody Beck? Eric? No, not Eric. Beck. Something with Beck. I don't know anymore. But the CEO sounded pretty smart. He seemed like a funny Elon Musk type-ish guy. So yeah, check out a few of his interviews. What is his name? Something with Beck. Alex Beck? I'm not sure. Let's quickly check it out. So yeah, I'm saying way too many things, but I'm not really answering your question. Do I think it's too high? I don't think it's too high. I think it's okay. If you look at the current valuation or the current revenue, yes, it is too high. If you look at the future revenue, it is probably not too high. Why is this thumbnail always messed up? It's really annoying. Back. VACQ, what do you call them? Rocket Lab. What's his name? Peter Beck. Okay, Peter Beck. So yeah, I watched this interview with a pretty smart guy too. So if you want a little bit more information, maybe check out this video, a chat with Rocket Lab's CEO Peter Beck. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Hope that answered your question. I've been all around valuations and fundamentals and whatever. Yo man, ben al een tijdje bezig met daytraden via de Giro. Alleen via de Giro kan je het als het goed is niet shorten. Nee, op de Amerikaanse markt. Via welke broker trade jij? So this guy is basically asking in Dutch that he's trying to day trade on De Giro, which is a Dutch platform and a platform you can't short on the American markets, and that is definitely true. You can short ETFs, but you cannot short individual stocks. Now, personally, I don't really short companies. I don't really short stocks. I don't like the whole process of shorting in general. So I prefer to look at upside instead of downside. But I use De Giro too. That is where most of my stock money is. And I also use Trading 212. But I believe also there you cannot short the stocks or not individual stocks. So yes, I do use De Giro. Indian says, thank you for the detailed explanation. I would like to learn technical analysis. What's the best way to learn? What applications are you using? It's funny you ask. Well, this is what I use a lot. This is TradingView. You can actually, well, if you want to, just go to TradingView to make a free basic account. Then you can use this. Now, a basic account is mostly enough for most people out there. But if you want a more, like if you want to use more indicators like me, or if you want to have a little bit more like a fancy portfolio system, then you can upgrade to a paid account. But most people are going to use a basic account. Now, for the technical analysis part, the very fun part is that I actually launched a course for complete beginners. I launched it this last weekend, which for me personally is very exciting because I'm working on this YouTube channel for about half a year now, since September last year, 2020 more or less. And I've never really launched anything, so this is a very important part of the future of my business. And yeah, this is a program where I teach complete beginners. Definitely, that is very important to understand. This program is based on complete beginners. So if you don't know anything about technical analysis, this program is going to bring you from a complete beginner to knowing more than, well, at least 95% of the investors out there. The program is just a few hours. It brings you the basics of the technical analysis. You can watch me do some technical analysis myself too. And you get some premium videos and some additional content and additional premium Discord channel too. So if you want more information about that, please check out nesami.com/TA. Anyways, enough shilling for myself. Sean says, thanks, I do agree. Payoneer just signed a deal with eBay. Ah, that's pretty good. That's definitely a reason for more upside, I think. So it's good to hear. What's up, Eric? How are you doing? Thoughts on STNE? I think we've... No, I don't think we've looked at this company before. I don't really have anything on my charts just yet. So I don't know this company. StoneCo, what kind of company is this? $19 billion in market cap. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what this is. StoneCo. StoneCo is a company that services its customers through payment and management tools. Looks like there are like millions of payment customer or payment service providers out there. It's funny. Anyways, I don't know the company, so I don't know anything about the valuation. I don't know anything about the fundamentals. I do know, or I do see, an important support level around this, more or less, at $60, give or take, $60.30 more or less. Let's actually just make it $60, whatever. Live a little. And I think an important resistance level is going to be around $70, so that's pretty easy to remember. $70. So the support level of $60 is mainly created by this high over here back in October 2020. And it is also created by this low over here at the end of March 2021 and potentially right now, and the resistance is created by this low over here in December 2020 and this low over here in January 2021 and this low, or well, not entirely low, but this price action over here in the beginning of March and this high at the end of April. So I do think we could see some more ranging behavior between $60 and 70 cents. We are trading below the 55 EMA, which also acted as resistance back here at the end of April. If you look at the RSI right now, it is flip-flopping around a little bit. Don't really have a strong opinion about this. The MACD is having a fresh cross to the downside, so that is a little bit more on the bearish side. So I do think that the support level is going to be quite important, so I wouldn't mind seeing the support level of $60 holding up this price action relatively well. Now, if we do close below that, I'm trying to figure out what the next level of support is going to be, more or less. I do see some price action over here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So I do see a lot of price action around like 54, 53. It's probably a range of probably a blue box type of thing. Let's see, so more or less here. I'll probably make a blue box over here where we have a lot of price action going on. Let's get a nice little rectangle out there, and let's make it nice and smooth over here, more or less. So yeah, if we do close a candlestick below this level of $60 per share, then I potentially would move a target all the way down to this blue box over here, mainly based on this price action back in, well, basically September and October of 2020. But yeah, apart from that, I don't know anything about the valuation of this company, so that's a little bit more difficult to say. In general, I would be inclined to say that we are going to range within this range between $60 and the 55 EMA. Also keep in mind that the earnings are going to come up not next week, I think. No, so it's Monday in about 2 weeks' time. So keep your eyes on that too. Thoughts on Palantir? We already talked about Palantir, George, so I'm not going to repeat that, but I did say that I did a technical analysis video last week on Palantir, so maybe check that out. I think it's about 6.5 minutes of technical analysis. Okay, thanks, man, says Red. No problem, sir, or woman, or probably sir, because I think 93% of my viewers, of my subscribers, are actually male, so it's pretty incredible. Logan says, thoughts on a rumored IPOF SPAC deal with Equinox? Oh, that's interesting. Equinox is that workout studio, right? We don't have Equinox here in the Netherlands, but this is not what I want. Is not what I want to. Fitness, yeah, the fitness club. It's like a luxury thing, right? Because I was actually listening to, well, can I go into my history? Hope there's nothing embarrassing in here. I was listening to FRX. I was listening to this interview over here of Meet Kevin, of course, talking about FRX Beachbody. And they talked a little bit about Equinox, mainly because Ross Gerber, who talked in this video too, was going to Equinox, and I'm not sure if he said that he was working out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not sure Arnold Schwarzenegger is at Equinox too. Let's actually try to do it. No, I think he was at a Gold's Gym or something like that. Whatever. It's not really important. Anyways, back to your question. Thoughts about the rumored SPAC deal? Well, it would be cool, Logan, if it is going to merge with Equinox. Now it's funny because Equinox is a little bit like, not exactly it is a little bit the competitor of FRX Beachbody. Beachbody, of course, is focusing on workouts at home, and Equinox workouts at the gym. So luxury brand, I think it's going to depend a lot on the valuation of the company. I would like to see a investor presentation first. I would like to see revenue numbers first. I would like to know the pro forma market cap of the company first. So without that information, I can't really say anything useful about the potential SPAC deal. And so far, it doesn't seem like we have a lot of, a lot of price action based on that rumor. We are still very close to that net asset value. So yeah. No real thoughts, just the thoughts that I've just been mentioning. What's up, Vladimir? What do you think about Teladoc? Yeah, I still got it. I made it, green, and that green basically means that I might want to add to my position. So let's actually show you a little thing that I usually only show to my Discord Premium members, but hey, you're special too, so whatever. Portfolio analyses. So I put this little thing together. It's not very elaborate. It's just a small thing you can also put together yourself. And Teladoc currently seems to have a price to sales ratio of about 13.6x if you look at the Q1 earnings, or if you look at the Q1 revenue and you multiply that by 4 to get an annualized revenue of about $1.8 billion annualized revenue, then they would have a price to sales ratio of about 13.6x. And I do think they are going to grow more in the future. Now, what did you say? The price dropped from 159 to 159 from 20 to, wow, I can't. Okay, let's focus on the numbers and let's try to cleanly get those numbers out of our mouths. Okay, here we go. The price dropped way down to $159 from $291. ARK did invest heavily in them, and the analysts on TipRanks are very bullish with price predictions of $243 to even $300. Yeah, so in the long term, I definitely would be bullish on this company too. Again, the price to sales ratio seems pretty good. It doesn't really seem to be very expensive to me. As you mentioned, ARK Invest is investing heavily in them. I think it is like the number 2 of their ARK K ETF. Let's take a look. And the genomics, the genomics revolutions ETF is probably a healthy portion too. Yeah, so Teladoc is the number 2 in the main ETF of ARK Invest in position number 2. They have $1.3 billion in Teladoc in that ETF. And if you look at the genomics ETF, it is their top holding with $630 million in shares. So they're definitely bullish on Teladoc. Personally, I'm also bullish on Teladoc in the long term. Do keep in mind that this year, and that is probably the reason for this downturn, this year Teladoc is not going to experience a lot of growth with regards to the amount of members they have. I believe they are hovering around 51 million paid members, and this year that is not going to increase a lot. So I think that investors might see that as a potential issue, and that they might think that Teladoc is not going to grow a lot, as some other people like ARK Invest and some analysts on TipRanks are thinking. So I like it. I like the valuation. I like the stock. I might add more to my position. Right now it's like my position 6 or 7 out of 12. We are close to a support level of $152, so that also seems pretty good. Currently, I'm a little bit waiting. I think we might see, yeah. I wouldn't actually mind adding a little bit to my position. Maybe I should have added yesterday when the price action was so close to that support level of $152. RSI seems a little bit neutral. MACD seems a little bit bearish. Yeah. No strong opinion about the short-term chart, but long-term I think it's going to go up. So those are my thoughts, Vladimir. What do you think, by the way? What do you think? Thanks for all the videos. You are making pretty useful information. Thank you. That's awesome to hear. That's great to hear. By the way, I'm going to be leaving in about 15 minutes. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit on the shorter end. And just how many viewers are in here? I think we have around 13 right now. 13 or 11, well, whatever. So yeah, okay. Just need to take and keep in mind that, well, the time. I'm not sure about the time of the live stream. Probably most people are going to watch the live stream afterwards, anyways. So, what do you people in here? What time frame? When would you like to see this stream happening? If it was on Wednesday, or potentially another day, but. Because the thing is, right now for me, it's already like 6 o'clock, and now almost, well, it's almost 7 o'clock for me right now, PM. So yeah, I kind of like this time, 6 o'clock, but I can imagine that not a lot of American people are showing up at this time because it's still relatively early for them, or people are just working and don't really have the time to watch any live stream. So that's a little bit the annoying thing of living in the Netherlands and having an audience which is like 50% US. Anyways. Eric says, thanks. They're kind of like a Brazilian square. The ST and E, right? Yeah. Stoneco or something. And they are starting to wade into e-commerce a bit. Oh, that's cool. Thinking of buying more at $60 or less. Let's go quickly back to here. $60 or less. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Makes sense. I do think that the support level of $60 is likely going to provide a nice little bounce. And if not, well, we could see a little bit more lower, but yeah, we already talked about that. I'm gonna take a sip of my water, then probably go through my own portfolio a bit to see if there's anything interesting to talk about there. Actually, let's go to crypto for a second, because crypto has a pretty good day. Bitcoin has a very solid day today. We are seeing a bullish engulfing candlestick for now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, very impressive move. A very impressive move yesterday of 7% down, and an impressive move of 8% up so far for the day. We are getting into resistance, of course, right now at 57.8K, 57.7K more or less. So let's see if that's going to, again, provide a additional resistance point. RSI indicators are a little bit flip-flopping around, but good to see that we are likely going to close still above the 55 EMA. And Ethereum is, ooh, they are moving back up. Interesting. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. Yeah, Ethereum is a beast. Ethereum is a beast for sure. Strong hourly candle. If it's going to close in 14 minutes, if it's going to close above this level, so above 3,420, then it would target a move probably to new all-time highs. So it looks pretty good. Looks very good. Strong. Chainlink reaching in new all-time highs. I probably need to put a extended Fibonacci retracement at this one to see where we could end up. Aave back down in the blue box. Okay. Polkadot making impressive moves too. Right now back in the blue box of hopefully peace and prosperity, and hopefully we move back to the upside. Indicators look pretty positive, so I kind of think that we could definitely make new all-time highs relatively soon, potentially this week or next week. But yeah, the blue box is an important box of resistance. Let's quickly go to Doge. Dogecoin. Like, I don't know if you are in the crypto market a little bit. By the way, Eric says, thanks, or sorry, American here, chilling and watching this on my lunch break. That's awesome, Eric. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So yeah, I'm not sure if you're into crypto, but Doge has a market cap of $78 billion right now, and that's pretty like impressive for a meme coin. It's the fourth largest cryptocurrency in the world, so very impressive. By the way, keep in mind that Elon Musk is hosting Saturday Night Live this Saturday. He might, of course, talk about Tesla. He might, of course, talk about Dogecoin. So let's see if he's going to actually do that. So far, the investors seem to think that he is going to do that. Yeah, impressive stuff, for sure. Impressive. And then also let's go to the portfolio, the stocks. Let's see if we can find some interesting things happening over here. The SPACs are relatively boring. Not a lot happening right there. So ChargePoint. Okay, ChargePoint could actually go back up in the next coming days. We did have a nice hammer candlestick over here, which is a good sign. And if we would close a candlestick above 8 daily exponential moving average, I would see that as bullish. RSI seems constructive to me, and MACD seems okay-ish to me, and stochastics seem, yeah, okay-ish to me, nothing really special. Do you think Doge will remain strong until Saturday? Yeah, it's difficult, right? Because it might be like a buy the rumor, sell the news event, right? It could happen that until Friday or potentially even Saturday, the Doge is simply going to continue to go up. And maybe if Elon Musk is not going to say anything about on Saturday Night Live, then I can imagine that Doge is going to plunge back to, well, not major lows maybe, but I do think that there is significant downside in the next coming months ahead. Can this go higher? For sure. But is this a bubble? In my opinion, yes, but maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe I don't see the value of Dogecoin. But in my eyes, it's still just a meme coin. And, well, what did I say? Like $70 billion for a meme coin? In my eyes, that's quite a lot, but yeah. In the end, it's just supply and demand. So CRISPR Technologies back to a support level. That's pretty good. eHang back to support level 2. Lemonade back to support level 2. Teladoc, we talked about that. TPGY is likely going back to the upside. It's likely going to follow ChargePoint. We did create, or we are now creating, a second hammer candlestick. Yes, exactly. We had a nice hammer candlestick yesterday, and now we're going to create another one probably. So that seems pretty good. It's now my largest position, actually. So that's pretty cool. Tesla is, I think, back at this trend line that was created a while ago, basically because of this low, and now potentially this low that we are seeing at this moment in time. So far, so good. So far, so good. And of course, also the support level at 657. It's probably going to be some additional support. So yeah, so far I think it looks good. If we see a candlestick below this level, then might see some more red coming. Ag Eagle is interesting because they acquired a important company, in my opinion, Measure, and so far it's not really getting any appreciation for that. So it's kind of interesting to see why that, or that still is not going to the upside. But whatever, this is a long-term play for me anyways. Upwork, we already talked about that. I hopefully bought the dip. I bought at 37.68 from the top of my head, so that's pretty cool. View, no view on this. Haha. Workhorse, earnings almost. Do need to, not this week, right? So the 10th is next week, Monday. Okay, I'm looking forward to the earnings because right now the price to sales ratio is quite high. Xpeng. That price to sales ratio is relatively low, so I'm also looking forward to those earnings. And Stem. Stem is a company that I made a video about yesterday, and this might be a company that I'm going to add soon. So far, I'm kind of waiting to see if we're going to have a dilutive effect, because usually what happens after SPAC mergers is that the SPAC stock decreases a little bit more over time. But again, the blue box is an important box of support too. Peloton crashing, says MacModi. Peloton crashing. Yeah, I heard about that from Meet Kevin, actually. Someone is ringing my bell, but I'm not sure. I'm not expecting anyone, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. And well, if they need me, they'll come back later. Peloton is crashing. Yeah. Insider information, Meet Kevin is buying. I am in the Discord of Meet Kevin because I got a few of his courses. And yeah, he bought a little bit more of Peloton. I don't know a lot about Peloton. I do think it's probably undervalued. The market cap right now is 24 billion according to TradingView. And we are right now approaching an important support level of $80, which was created all the way back here in September 2020 when we had all this price action going on right here. So I kind of think that $80 level is going to be relatively important. But yeah, was it because of earnings, or there was some kind of information, right? Some kind of news coming out. I can't even remember what, or I didn't even, whoa, that's not what I want. I want to go here and then I want to go here. So let's actually quickly go to Seeking Alpha, because probably Seeking Alpha is going to have the answer I'm looking for. Peloton. Let's actually put this back to 100%. Treadmill recall. Is that the... that's probably it. Or this. Maybe both. So first of all, Peloton is agreeing to a treadmill recall, so that's probably unfortunate for them. It's going to cost them a little bit of money, and probably because of the Equinox deal. So yeah, that can definitely be a potential issue for Peloton. Okay, interesting. Okay. Recalling all treadmills? Holy crap, that's pretty insane, actually. Yeah, that's going to be a costly operation for them. That's very, very unfortunate. And we're going to have earnings tomorrow, so I would definitely tune into those earnings if I were a Peloton investor and listen to everything they have to say about that. Huh. Yeah, that's unfortunate for you if you hold Peloton, so I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to go in 5 minutes, by the way. Top 3 stocks to buy now. Well... I think TPGY is one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite one. This is my top stock. So I think this is a very good one to have right now. I like, what else do I like? Top 3. I love Lemonade, but well, maybe it's not the cheapest stock right now, but I love Lemonade for the future just as a company. With regards to valuation, I love Upwork. I think that this is a relatively cheap company if you look at the price to sales ratio. What else? What other companies do I like? I like GNPK, which is merging with Redwire, which is a space company with a free cash flow and a pretty cheap EV to sales ratio. I like the Beachbody. I like so many companies, man. I think there are a lot of opportunities right now, but top 3, probably TPGY, probably Lemonade, even though right now the valuation might be a little bit rich, but this is like a 5+ year company hold for me, so I don't really care. I love the company. And maybe as a third one, what shall we do? Maybe Ag Eagle. Why not? Ag Eagle. Because I think that Ag Eagle is one of the leaders in the drone industry, and I think this can have a lot of upside in the next coming years. Right now, it's a very small company, of course, the $340 million, but I do think this can definitely grow a lot in value over the next 5 to 10 years. So yeah, maybe those 3. Says, what's up, man? Let's actually very quickly go to the other ones first. Achilles, any thoughts on Enphase? Not really. Other than Meet Kevin is buying. Ooh, that's actually a nasty close. Yeah, that's not the most beautiful closure I've seen in the world. But maybe that support level is going to hold it up. Going to find some levels here. It's also seemingly important. That's important, but I'm not sure if we're going to go that low. Yeah, we do seem to have some kind of support going on right now because of this top and this low around 127, which is where we are right now. I don't know why this is selling off. Maybe people are thinking that the valuation is high. I'm not sure. Market cap is 17 billion. I'm not sure what the revenue is like. Maybe we can check it out here. Quarterly income statement. Revenue 300 million in Q1 2021. 300 million. Well, that's definitely on the... Well, it's a high price to sales ratio. That is definitely a high price to sales ratio if that is true. So yeah, with regards to the evaluation, I don't really have a strong opinion. I don't really know the company very well. I know that Meet Kevin is very bullish on them, so probably check out his videos about Enphase. With regards to technical analysis, we are right now on a support level, but if we break that, I would target a move back to $117 more or less. They seem to be sold off, but they are still expensive, around price to sales ratio of 20. Oh, 20? Then I probably don't have the correct numbers in here. Oh, wait. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I was thinking about only the quarterly ones. And yeah, if revenue is 300 million in a quarter, then 1.2 billion in a full year if this is going to continue. So in that case, 1.2 billion is a price to sales ratio of like 15. Is that correct? I think about 15. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, well, about 15. So that's pretty okay-ish. But yeah, I can imagine that maybe if you compare it to other similar companies out there, it's not the most cheap stock out there. Recalling all treadmills, and also someone mentioned about a data breach from Peloton apps. Okay, that's probably a rumor because right now it's not in the news, I think, but yeah. IT Technique says TPGY versus Blink, market cap looks similar. Similar? Question mark? Oh wait, similar. Yeah, could be. If I'm not mistaken, you probably already asked me this question before. TPGY is a little bit more expensive right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're a little bit over 2 billion. I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. Well, actually, is it in here? TPGY. Yeah, so current pro forma valuation is like 2.3 billion, and Blink seems to be 1.4 billion, but let's actually go to Yahoo Finance to see if that's actually correct. Let's see, Blink. 1.5 billion. So Blink is a little bit cheaper right now, and I think that is reasonable because I think that, well, I know that TPGY EV Box has a lot more charging stations than Blink. I still want to do a video about the comparison of TPGY versus Blink. I wrote it down probably during another live stream when you likely asked me about this question too. But if I'm not mistaken, let's actually pull up my notes. Well, I'm not going to show you all my notes, but whatever. Yeah, whatever. There are some interesting notes in there. Maybe you can... it's a little bit like a behind the scenes of my company. But that's okay. But it is definitely one of the what do you call it? One of the ideas that I have for future videos. So I'll talk more about that later on, potentially in a few weeks. So Cesar says, you're live on a Wednesday. Yes. So the thing is that I'm dating, actually. I'm dating, and I need time to date. So I need the weekends off for that, and I want to spend time with you on during the week. And I'm not entirely sure what the best day is. For me, the best day is probably on Wednesday. But yeah, a lot of people, a lot of Americans, and most of my audience comes from America. 50% is from America. Most Americans right now are working, of course, during these hours, and that leads to me not having a lot of viewers right now. But yeah, I mean, as you know, the hour right now for me is 7 o'clock p.m. And well, for me, that's pretty good. I don't really want to have a live stream at like 12 o'clock at night. So I think I'm just going to leave it more or less at 6 o'clock. Maybe bump it up a little bit to 7 or potentially even 8 o'clock, but I like 6 o'clock. Are you going to watch SN15, hopefully fly and land successfully? Maybe. maybe. I have a lot of stuff to do. Is that today, actually? The SN15 launch? Whoop. Probably today, if you're asking me about it. So it is live right now, or what? Or was it live? Flight test? Well, I'm not really following all these tests, actually, or not all these launches, but yeah. I'm not going to watch it, but I'll probably watch a video on YouTube later on. What do you think about C3 AI? Maybe check out my... because I'm going to basically go soon. I still need to go to the supermarket, and the supermarket is closing in 1 hour. So I'm going to be going soon. Still need to take my bike and go there. But C3 AI, maybe check out my video that I released last week about that company. I did a video about the technical analysis about that company. So yeah, maybe check that out. What's up, Mist? How you doing? What's on the radar today? We're actually a little bit late because I'm just going to sign off. I started an hour ago right now, mainly because of what I just mentioned. And yeah, I'm going to keep it relatively short today because I need to go to the supermarket. I don't have any food left in my fridge, and I need dinner and I need breakfast. So I kind of need food. So I kind of have to log off right now. So I'm sorry for that if you are logging in a little bit late for this one. But probably I'm going to start doing live streams on Wednesday from now on, and likely on 6 o'clock, potentially 7 o'clock. My time, so that's Central European time. Hi, you want to buy more TPG wine? Wanted to check any recommendation regarding price. Do you think it will go again in the range of $14? So I don't think so, honestly. But yeah, I could very well be wrong. But honestly, I kind of think that probably was the bottom, the $14.50 more or less. I kind of think that was the bottom. To be very honest with you, I kind of think we are going to create a higher low here and hopefully break out of this descending triangle over time. But it's difficult, right? Because the current SPAC market is a little bit frothy and people just don't really seem to care about SPACs anymore, whereas I think that TPGY is still a beautiful company to hold. So is it going to go back to the $14 levels? I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I could be very wrong. But yeah, I would be leaning towards more upside in the next coming weeks. Oh damn, says Mist. Okay, I'm switching to SN15 launch. So enjoy your shopping, enjoy your dating. Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate that. Yeah, enjoy the SN15 launch and enjoy the course, by the way, too. I saw that you logged into the Discord, so hopefully everything went well. And if you need any help with that, then definitely let me know. If you have any feedback, definitely let me know too. Okay, guys, and girls potentially here. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go to the supermarket because else if I'm just going to die because I'm going to be starving because I don't really have any food left. Maybe I need to start having groceries delivered to my home, but whatever. So yeah, thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed it a little bit. If not, then I'm terribly sorry for wasting your time. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy it. And again, if you want to join the Discord to chat a little bit more with me and the other people who are in here or in there, we have about 450 people in there, then please go to nesami.com/discord. Okay, with that being said, thank you again, and hopefully see you